Um, Welcome. If this is your first time seeing my face, welcome to one of my videos. In this one, we're just going to be breaking down the response that AI gives you when you ask it to rank the top 50 NBA players from this previous NBA season. How I did it, I took the same prompt, copy pasted it into Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and MetaAI. For the first four, I have a premium subscription to. I work within the AI space, so it makes sense for me to have it. MetaAI was just because I kind of wanted to throw in the fifth one and I didn't want to make a DeepSeek account. So, um, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. Here we are. I decided to put it together in this sheet format. As you can see, there's a gradient done here, but yeah. So let's go ahead and the main things to look at are like where these players ranked. Uh, by min rank, it means their best rank. Max rank, it means their lowest overall rank but highest number rank. And these are their average ranks, so they're sorted by their average ranks. To start off, Shea number one, pretty solid, makes sense. The only and we have the data right here, so we're gonna keep referencing this. Only Meta AI did not put Shea at one. Everyone else put Shea at one. Jokic goes at two. Obviously, we see Meta AI put Jokic at two, and then Gemini and Grok both put Jokic at three. So, um, Wemby goes as low as six. It's kind of absurd to me, but again, that's also coming from Meta AI. What you're going to realize here, Meta AI may not know what it's talking about. Um, so let's keep going, and I know that some of you who may be watching this may have already skipped ahead. Yeah, it gets pretty interesting. Luca here, you know, 3.8. These are very fair. Giannis at 5, same thing I would do. Brunson, and I saw this in a lot of the notes for the AI, they're giving Brunson a lot of credit because of the finals MVP, which I'm a Spurs fan, but hey, honestly, he deserves it. Do I think he's better than Anthony Edwards? No. But they're basically being compared at around the same amount. You could honestly say that Brunson was a little bit more volatile here. Cade goes right after him, MVP candidate. I understand that. Curry over here, where he went as high as 7, as low as 12. That's mainly the age and the amount of playing time factored in. I wasn't too sure if he was actually going to be here, so yeah, it's good to see him here. Donovan Mitchell goes 11.6 here, um, where he also has some pretty interesting, and you can see it's starting to get way more red. But yeah, LeBron over here after Donovan Mitchell, which sounds crazy to say out loud, but at this point in time, yeah, it might make sense. We got Jason Tatum here, and I'm very surprised at this one just because he barely plays. He goes as high as 9 here, and we can see the team or the two that put him at 9 were ChatGPT and Claude, and the one that put him at, I think it was 17. What does it say here? Is his max 28? Oh wow! So let's go down here to 28, and we see that it is Gemini. I believe they're taking into account just statistics and everything, and just because Jason Tatum didn't play a lot of games, he's probably down there for a pretty solid reason, but yeah. Next, we see Kevin Durant. Same kind of thing here, where he's extremely volatile, even though he plays the entire season. Goes at lowest at 25, which is Meta AI. But Jalen Brown which is what I would expect actually out of Jaylen Brown. Honestly, this is a low variance guy here. I'm surprised that Kawhi has the variance here. I think it's a lot of team success that's playing into this heavy variance here. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes from MetaAI as well, but clearly 16.5, he was going damn near in this average here. The big question mark is, why is RJ Barrett here? Y'all might have seen this if you were just like looking ahead while I talk slowly. I have no idea what he's doing here. This makes no sense to me. Let's guess who did that. As you can see, in every other list, RJ Barrett doesn't even make it onto the list. He's the first person who doesn't make it onto the list. No, Kawhi didn't make it onto the list all 5 times. That's weird. Let's see whose list Kawhi didn't make it on. So, ChatGPT does not think that Kawhi Leonard was a top 50 player this year. That is interesting. I'm pretty sure he got an MVP vote. But yeah, second player. Embiid, I think Embiid was qualifying for awards before the late season appendicitis. Embiid, only Claude doesn't think of Embiid here, which is interesting because for me, I think that Claude would be the best one here, but it's interesting. Paolo Banchero makes it here every time with an incredible spread. Halliburton was someone who I can understand if he doesn't make it because he doesn't play all season. I can understand the lower rankings, especially because of that as well. Maxey doesn't make it every time. Let's see who doesn't take Maxey here. We don't see him from Grok. So we're seeing some misses here by every single AI, which is very interesting to take a look at here. Devin Booker makes it 5 times. Trae Young, I think a lot of this can be the volume of injury. James Harden here only makes it 3 times. This may be because they're taking into account the playoffs. And yeah, so I'm assuming that Grok and ChatGPT just did not like his playoff performance. Scotty Barnes not making it on a list, and I'm just going to take the guess that it was Meta. It was not. Meta actually had him really high. It was Claude. It might be interesting to take. I don't think that... Has Gemini made a drastic mistake? I don't think so, but yeah. We got Dame over here, who only makes it twice. That's going to be the injury threshold. The 2 times he makes that 19 and 31. Jimmy Butler, who's going to make it 3 times. Again, probably the injury thing. Draymond Green, I don't think in 2025, 2026 was a top 50 player, but Grok thinks otherwise. Evan Mobley doesn't make it 1 time. That's going to be Grok again. Ja Morant, that's going to be a lot of injury. Paul George, again, that's going to be due to the suspension. He barely played. He does play well in the playoffs, but just not enough games here. Jalen Johnson is an all-NBA player this year, so I really want to know who did not put Jalen Johnson on here. That's Cameron Johnson. So it's going to be Grok. Interesting. The season is just finished, but there's so much data out there that all these models are taking in, so I'm pretty surprised by any issues here. Anthony Davis, injury threshold. You can tell by the standard deviation here. Jalen Williams makes it 5 times. Bam Adebayo makes it 5 times. Denny Advia, I would have expected to make it more times, but honestly, I can see a world where he doesn't make it every single time. Lauri Markkanen, DeMar DeRozan, if I'm not mistaken, DeMar plays a lot of minutes in this one, or in this season. Games played 77. So it looks like DeMar DeRozan is just insanely hated on, which, hey, I don't like DeMar DeRozan. He makes it once at 31, and that is it. Shengun is there a lot. He goes as high as 19. Whoa. We have Alperen Şengün going above Kawhi, above Tyrese. And I guess Claude may not have taken into account the playoffs as much. Again, I gave them all the exact same prompt, so they were doing this based on what they thought made the most sense. OG makes it twice. 20th? OG Anunoby is a 20. Above Jalen Johnson, Evan Mobley, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant. Yeah, Meta. Alright. We got Cooper Flag in there 4 times as a rookie. Shout out Cooper Flag. Rudy Gobert makes it. Pascal Siakam is there 5 times with an incredible standard deviation. So what you're going to see here is that these models are very different on what they think. Desmond Bane makes it all 5 times, but again, same thing. This one is a little bit more normal, I would say, but nothing normal enough. As you'll see as we keep getting further down, the only ones that are considered normal are the ones that have 2 selections, etc. LaMelo Ball gets in over here with 4. Chet Holmgren somehow gets in these, with him somehow making it 18th at one point. Don't know how that happened. He's pretty trash. Jamal Murray at one point was the worst, but still top 50. In the first season, he makes an All-Star game by Claude. So, pretty interesting there. Domantas Sabonis gets in 3 times. Kyrie gets in 3 times. This is going to be injury. Con Knuppel, I think this is more just giving the rookie the nod, where they may have strayed away. Jalen Duren gets in here 5 times. With a pretty standardized thing here. Averages out to 36, but it kind of does make sense if you look at the overall season. He's top 50. I wouldn't put him this high, but yeah. Franz makes it in here 4 times. Mikal Bridges makes it in 3 times. Makes sense. AR only makes it in 1 time in a season where he became the Lakers' second leading scorer, second option. I get that LeBron was still better in his passing role, but only 1 time for Reeves here. Let's take a look at who put him here. That is gonna be Gemini. Gemini might know ball, guys. Gemini might know ball. Zion makes it on here 4 times, pretty low each time. Brandon Ingram 3 times, same thing. Josh Hart a singular time at 40th. Dylan Harper, shout out. That is 3 Spurs and 4 Spurs if you look at the back-to-back where they're ranked literally back-to-back. Here, where Dylan Harper has no... I'm assuming that Dylan Harper and Steph Castle both make it in the same one. Stephon Castle here. And I'm assuming if I scroll down, I see Stephon Castle... No, so where does Castle show up twice? Castle, so that is pretty interesting. Gemini takes Castle, and Grok makes the bold claim that Dylan Harper may be the second best player on the Spurs, or not second best, but third best player on the Spurs. In my opinion, I am a Steph Castle truther. I think that Dylan Harper is a very good offensive player, but what you get out of the combination of offense, defense, clutchness out of Steph Castle is he's definitely a better player overall than Dylan Harper. Amen Thompson is almost always making it at these lower ends here. Did his brother even make it? I don't remember seeing a Sar Thompson. Oh, I just need to go further down. I actually doubted myself for a second here. We got the third place, getting one vote at 43. Dog. That's gonna come from Meta. But how is Amen Thompson gonna get 4? I think that they must have just seen A. Thompson and seen him ranked higher in all these things. And since Amen comes before Asar, that's where they messed him up. I'm assuming that in this one, E, you're not going to see Amen. No, you see Amen Thompson actually ranked above Asar. I'm assuming the same thing still happened. It's just that... Wow, that is interesting. I see Devin Vassell down there. But yeah, Steph Castle, Amen Thompson, Darius Garland makes it there 3 times. Naz Reid once. This is where we're going to see a lot of once because we're going towards the tail end here. Jaren Jackson Jr. twice. Drew Holiday once. Trey Murphy. Maybe future Spur. Asar Thompson, we already talked about. Devin Vassell makes it the 1 time for the 1 time. Let's go. Overall ranked 68th then here. Isaiah Hartenstein once. Kristaps once. Nikhil Alexander Walker once. Tyler Hero once. Brandon Miller twice. Okay. Cameron Johnson once. Kobe White once. Derek White once. Miles Turner once. Julius Randle once. Norman Powell. Interesting. Dante DiVincenzo. Keontae George. Julian Champagnie. Wow. Who put Champagnie at 49? So MetaAI, I don't know. I'm trying to like resonate with why they made these decisions. These are all playoff players, but I don't know why you'd put Jokic at first. If you were looking at the playoffs, you put Shea over Jokic. Giannis didn't even make the playoffs, so putting him at third over, Luka didn't play in the playoffs, over Wemby. A little recap. To be honest, going through after editing that entire thing down, for one, apologies for the background noise. I live in a loud family. 2, I think for the most part, I would say that there's so many mess ups here, but the general group of players is not horrible. I kind of expected a little bit more nonsense to happen here. I'm sorry about the camera placement and everything. I didn't realize that while I was filming it. First time doing this kind of thing. But yeah, I think that Gemini definitely clears here looking through. ChatGPT was second. So I'm going to go Gemini at 1, ChatGPT at 2, Claude at 3, Grok at 4, and MetaAI at 5. And MetaAI didn't even make too many terrible mistakes, but it did have RJ Barrett at 18. So I think that in itself warrants the last place. You let me know, comment down below if you thought someone was different, someone was worse, but yeah, thank you guys for watching.